Welcome back to VB scripting for CATIA V5. Today I'm going to show you how to hide geometry like all axis systems using a macro. So let's get started. Okay, so I've created a little example product file here where I've added a bunch of parts to this product, and I've added 3 axis systems to a couple different parts. 2 of them are the default name, and I renamed the third one as test1. So let's create a new CATScript macro by going to Tools, Macro. I already have my macro folder set up, so just hit create, new CATScript, and call it whatever you want. Say OK. Now to edit it, we'll hit edit, and let's start typing our code in. As you can see, every macro begins with sub cat main and has an end sub at the end. So first thing we're going to do is set the product as a document. I'm going to say dim product1 as document, and then we're going to set that product as the active document. So this is only going to work on products, so it will not work on a single cat part. So the proper practice would be to add some form of error handling here, notifying the user that it only works on products. But for simplicity, we're going to leave it like this for now. And the other thing we're going to do then is add set product1 equals product1.product. And you'll see where this comes into play in a second. Okay, so next we're going to set the active document as the selection. So we're going to type dim selection1 as selection, and then set selection1 equals to product.1.selection, which effectively sets the selection as the active document. Alright, so another thing we can do is we may also want to hide any file alerts, such as a dialog box that pops up notifying the user that they need to save is read-only or anything like that. So we can turn off these notifications like this: CATIA.displayFileAlerts equals false. Another thing we might want to do is make sure the product is set to design mode and not displaying CGRs. So to know how to do this, we're going to go into the Visual Basic Help file and look up the object browser here. And you'll remember at the beginning we called the product a document. So if you look at this, you'll see document, then we'll go down to product document, and under here we have product as our only option. So we're going to click on this and see what kind of methods are under the product. So here's the product index, and down here we have our methods. So which one might be for the design mode? Here we have one called apply work mode, so we're going to click on that, and as you can see it says apply as a working mode. So here's the different types of mode, and the one we want is design mode. So right here it shows us the syntax is design mode. So that's what we're going to use. We're going to go back here and we're going to say product1.apply work mode and then put design mode. And now that will ensure that our product is set to design mode. Now we're ready to begin searching for geometry. So there are 2 main methods to search for any geometry. The first is by name and the other is by type. So actually first here, let's do search by type first. So I'm going to add in a little note here, and use the apostrophe to make a note that says search by type. So we're going to begin with the selection1.search in order to do a search. In this case it's going to be a cat part search, and we're going to search for an axis system, so .axis system, and then in this example we want to find all the axis systems, so we're going to type .all. Okay, so now let's do set vis property set1 equals selection1 dot vis properties. So we're going to get the visual properties out of the selection. So how did I know how to do that? Well, again, we go back to our help file, if we look under selection, one of the options is Viz properties. We'll scroll down here. So under Viz properties is set show. So we've got to get the Viz properties for the selection, then we're going to set show it in order to hide them. Another thing we can do is click the object browser button here in the CATScript editor to open the object browser. And if we type selection in here and search select the selection and scroll down, we'll see that Viz properties is one of the members of selection. So then if we type in Viz properties and search, we can see all the members of Viz property. So once we select Viz properties set, we'll be able to scroll down and see set show. So click Viz properties set. There's all the members. There is set show. So that's the one we're going to use. So that's how you use the object browser. And looks like I mistyped this here, so let me fix that. If I could spell today. Okay. So now we're going to use set show. We're going to say Viz property set1 dot set show 1. And this will hide all the selected axes. And then it's good practice is to clear the selection when you're done, so selection1 dot clear. So let's save that and exit. Now we're going to try to run it, and as you can see here, it hid all of the axis systems. That's exactly what we wanted to do. Since earlier we said all, it searches for all the axis systems and hides them. So now let's try a different one where we only want to hide specific axis systems. So this is where we're going to search by name. Alright, so let's get rid of some of this, or comment out all this other code. So now we'll put a note here, search by name. So instead of searching for all, we'll do selection1.search catpartSearch.axis system, just like before, but instead of putting .all, we'll put .name, and then we'll put whatever the name is, so equals the name. In this case, test. And then we will put an all at the end of that because we want to find all the axis systems named. Any ones that have test as the name we want to select. So now I'm just going to copy the code I had before, the set Viz properties set1 equals selection1 dot Viz properties, Viz properties set1 dot set show 1, selection1 dot clear. Okay, so we'll save that, exit out, try running it again, and it only hid the one specific axis system exactly like we wanted it to. And a cool thing about CATIA macros is you can undo them by hitting undo. Alright, so that pretty much wraps it up. You can use this exact same method to hide planes, points, geometrical sets, and so on, any geometry. Thanks for watching, and hopefully I'll see you in the next tutorial.